What is going on, my lovely people? It is so great to be back. We are continuing round 3 of our ongoing series of the Ong-Bak trilogy, Tony Jaa, the Muay Thai stunt team, and all the lovely people in between. Does Ong-Bak 3 hold up to the other two movies? Well, we're about to find out, we're about to dive in, and let's get on it. Before I go any further, there will be a few light spoilers going ahead. Not anything spoiling the whole movie, but I will be talking about specific scenes and things that happened. Going into that, we open this movie with exactly where the second one left off. Tien is going to continue his path for revenge. And honestly, I'm going to say with this third movie, ooh man, is it a mixed bag. I think it's got some issues for sure. I love what these guys do, and even in this movie, it is absolutely great and awesome for when the action and when all the crazy stuff does happen. But I think Ong-Bak 3 just has some serious major pacing issues as a movie as itself. Like judging the movie, not judging the hard work, not judging the dedication, not judging the amount of time and effort that put into it. All of that's amazing and awesome. But just judging the final product for what it is, ooh man, it could use some work. It could definitely use some work. I was hoping before I watched this again that my opinion might change from the first time, but I really feel just about the same way as I did at first. I'm still really not feeling this movie. But going into that and going off of that, as we continue our quest for Tien's revenge and vengeance, I'll go into the positives. I'll go into what I did enjoy about the movie and what I think really shines. And again, like I said, Ong-Bak 3 literally picks up right where the second one left off. And if I was going into the movies and seeing this for the first time, just seeing all the action and all the crazy stuff go down at the beginning of the movie would get my blood pumping for sure. It's amazing, it's awesome to watch, and I always make the joke that watch the whole second movie and watch about the first 20 minutes of the third and just stop there, because the opening of the third movie is so amazing, so fantastic, and honestly has one of the coolest set pieces that Tony Jaa's done, in my opinion. When he's about to be executed and you see him fighting back with all the chains and all the prison guards coming after him countlessly. I mean, it's beautiful, amazing stuff, and I give major props to the film for doing that. I also really like that Tony Jaa's acting range really developed and improved in Ong-Bak 2 and 3. In his older movies before this, like especially in The Protector and the original Ong-Bak, it was more of a upset, I'm angry, but I'm kind of just going to run around and fight people and just save the day. But in Ong-Bak 2 and 3, it really stresses that there's a lot more emotion, a lot more depth going on with this character. And I would say, especially in the third movie, you really see, like when he gets angry, he's angry. When he's mad, he's mad. But when he's peaceful, he's peaceful. When he's happy, you can really see that. There's a lot more varied emotion and a lot more depth to Tien's character, especially in the third movie, that I really enjoyed. And I think that's something that needs to be stated. Even though it has some pacing issues, and even though I feel like the movie has some flaws, Tien's character definitely does shine a little more in the third movie for sure. And really the last major thing is just the Crow himself, the evil villain that came in at the end of the last movie. And basically anytime he is in this movie, other than I would probably say at the very end when he becomes the king and all, I loved his character. I loved how awesome he was. I loved his design. I loved his look. I love how he mimicked a crow with his head shaking and stuff like that. All awesome, great stuff. And just seeing him perform, even when he gets his own action scene about midway through the movie, it's fantastic. It's awesome. And I believe it created a great foil to Tien's character. Literally paralleling light and dark. And for the most part, up until, like I said, about the very end, the Crow's character is very well done, it's very awesome, and it's great looking at him anytime he's on screen. And other than that, like I said, just major props to everybody involved. All the acting's well, all the shots are great. This movie does not look bad at all. It looks, you know, similar to the second movie. Everybody's returning, everybody's cool. Everything is passable in the sense that it's good. Again, I'm just saying with the pacing issues and things involved, that's where the movie kind of dwells down. And other than that, you know, like I said, major props to everybody that was involved in this, and I know that it took some blood, sweat, and tears. I'm going to kind of go ahead and into the cons here. So a lot of the things I didn't like or I didn't really think worked about the movie But again, guys, you did a great job. You did awesome. I just really felt there could have been a lot more done to at least pace the experience better for us. The first major thing starting off here is, like I said, there's just way too much slowdown in this movie. That you have the awesome epic prison scene at the very beginning, and it's about 10 to 15 minutes long in there, and literally after that, you just have exposition and people talking, and basically Tien's character dead, I guess. I mean, it kind of goes back and forth to whether he's really dead or if he's just exhausted, and then they have to bring him back to life. And this movie's interesting in a lot of ways, trust me. You'll understand if you watch it. But literally you go from that epic scene to almost nothing really happening other than exposition and the king basically losing his mind and becoming corrupt until almost an hour in the movie. Maybe even over an hour. There's a good almost hour of this movie, and guess what? The movie's only an hour and a half of hardly anything going on. And while I was watching it again for the second time, I'm checking my phone constantly. I'm looking at the wall, literally. All that exposition and character development and plot growth and all that stuff happening back to back in major chunks just really sucks you out the experience, especially when they had that first epic scene at the beginning. There should have been more to space out things, maybe have him doing a training montage after he comes back to life, where he incorporates the dancing style into a new martial arts technique, or I don't know, something could have been done, because literally other than the fight scene, the next fight scene happens with the crow, and I swear they're almost like an hour apart, and it is draining to watch this movie. And that's another thing, like I said, a few things happen in this movie that really don't make sense or that kind of contradict each other. Like I said, you know, for moviegoers, we get the impression that Tien was very well badly beat up, or just, you know, took one crap of a beating, but he was still alive. He was still hanging on to life. But once he gets brought back to get medicine and get help, it's like he's dead, and now they're having to pray to the gods to bring his soul back, because apparently he was persecuted in a past life and his sins were taking hold of him. Like, it was a lot of unnecessary, unneeded stuff in this movie to make it deeper than it really needed to be. You already had our attention. You were already grasping our interest. We already cared about Tien as a character, and you didn't need to have this like going through past lives thing to make it more impactful. Just, you know, if he's gonna have a redemption story, if he's gonna come back, learn from his ways and be the good guy, just let that happen. You don't have to add all this crazy mumbo jumbo in there either. And I would also say that, you know, for the most part, when the action scenes are going down, they're all amazing, they're all awesome, even though there's only literally like 3 of them. I wish the final fight of the movie, because they kind of fake you out. They do the one scene where he comes in and he like reverts back to his old ways and just starts killing people and being merciless. That's all awesome and amazing. But then they kind of fake you out. He goes into it the right way, the virtuous path, the epic justice beholder who is all peaceful, loving, and kind. And I'm all for that. Like, I've got nothing against that character growth or development. But basically, when he finally fights the crow, when he finally fights the epic guy that's been murdering everybody and beat him in the last movie, he just completely owns the dude. They don't even really have a good fight. He just blocks everything he does and like pushes him in the water and basically kills him. And I get that you want to have overpowered people, and I get you want to display a major change in strength and show that Tien's character has grown in every way possible. But man, you at least have them fight a little bit or have something going on or something, you know? You have this epic, awesome showdown, and it just kind of falls flat because the light and good just completely overshadows evil. And again, I get the metaphor. I understand that. As a movie experience, and especially correlating that in an action scene, I just felt like so much more could have been done there. Again, with all my gripes and complaints, I felt like they wouldn't be as major if the movie itself was just paced a little better. If there could have just been a little more going on, if they could have cut out just half of the scenes with Tony Jaa just posing and dancing and discovering his chi and enlightenment and replace them with something else, I think just the other issues wouldn't have been as bad as they were. And again, much love to discovering a better path and much love to, growing and discovering who you really are as a character. I'm all about that. I've just seen that time and time again in other movies that did it way better. That had a montage for like 2 or 3 minutes and then you continue with the plot and story instead of taking 40 or 50. Again, much love to these guys and what they try to do. Just like I said, as a movie, it falls flat because you don't have anything investing you in this. You don't have anything really pulling you in to watch this 40, 50-minute montage of people just talking and dancing and just looking over mountains. It's just incredibly boring. That's the best way to put it. Tons of hard work went into this movie, and when things do go down, it's awesome to look at, it's cool to check out. And even though my opinion hasn't really changed much about this movie, I still have an appreciation for it, and I would recommend at least watching it all the way through once. But if you're wanting to go back and revisit the trilogy, just watch the whole second one and watch like the first 20 minutes of the third, and I think you'll be good to go, honestly. Overall, my final closing thoughts, it's been cool revisiting the Ong-Bak trilogy, and it's been cool just seeing these guys again in a new, more heightened perspective and really analyzing the movies as a whole. And I think I'm going to give Ong-Bak 3 altogether a 6 out of 10. And that's going to be all I've got for today, guys. What did you think about Ong-Bak 3? Did you enjoy the movie? Did you think it was slow and boring like I did? Or did you think it was a masterpiece? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. And join me as we go into part 5 of our Tony Jaa series, which will be the final one before I start going off into different ventures. Who knows? Maybe some Jackie Chan, maybe some Donnie Yen. We'll see. Who knows? Probably going to do a little random things. Going back to back in trilogies does get a little tiring after a while. But we will be checking out The Protector 2. All the epic CGI, all the epic stuff. We're going to check out it all. I remember kind of laughing at the first time I watched The Protector 2, and we'll see where it goes from there. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this review came a little late, but if you watched any of my others, I had been on vacation, and it's just good to be back. It's good to see you guys again. But without further ado, you guys are awesome. Can't wait for more videos to come. Be checking out for that, and we'll see you next time.